sport lovers and others, Happy New Year and welcome to Dakar 2025. I'm Colin.
I'm Clifford.
Welcome back. Did you have a good break?
Yeah, short one, but good. Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, busy with family and that, but now the real stuff happens.
I mean, this is straight out of a beautiful, relaxing holiday that I had. Bang into the toughest race in the world, some say, 7,700 kilometers, 14 days. It's going to be the closest one we've had in the cars.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think bikes will be exactly the same. A couple of interesting developments now happening with some of the teams and some of the riders. A lot of the riders aren't fit, so yeah, it's going to be tough for them. I don't know, you can check me on this one, but it's 1,000 kilometers, probably shorter than last year, but 1,000 kilometers more racing. So yeah,
Clifford,
bring it on.
Those are things that will come out.
Oh, sorry.
It's the first day of racing today, and it was the Prologue, which is essentially there on the car side, for the drivers in the top 10, to choose their starting position for tomorrow. Saturday it's a long one.
Yep.
But more importantly, it's Sunday and Monday. Go straight into the 48-hour chrono stage. But let's talk about some of the new things. What's new? What's exciting? What are we looking for? Today wasn't much of import apart from setting the starting order for tomorrow. But we'll get to what happened today. So I think that for me, the biggest thing is, well, there are a couple of big things. On the car side, probably the introduction of the torque meter, but that's got some problems in it. We'll talk about that. So essentially, it's a way of trying to equalize the power of the turbo cars and the non-turbo cars. We'll know that this year Ford have chosen with their brand new car to go with a non-turbo. So it's a normally aspirated 5-liter direct injection screamer of a motor. Rumor has it that it peaks out at between 7,500 and 8,000 RPM. I've heard recordings of it, and it is quite glorious. That brings us on to the second part that is really, I think, important, and it's the big fight between the four manufacturers. Well, let's say 3.5, because you've got Toyota, the current world champions. They've got to be the favorite. They've got, 18 Hilux Buckies. Is it a Bucky or is it a Hilux?
It's a Bucky, bro. It's a Bucky, bro.
Fully. So they've got 18 Hiluxes. And then you've got to look at the Dacia Sand Riders with, they've got 4 of them, new cars, and essentially NASA Al-Attiyahs in that thing, and the guy's proper. Sebastian Loeb, we'll talk about that when it comes to individual winners. And then you've got Ford with 4 brand new, normally aspirated cars built by ProDrive. First big race for them with running 4 cars. It's a big ask for Ford. If you had to ask my feelings about it, we're going to choose winners and overs and unders a little bit later. I'll give you my feelings there. And then Mini have got 6 cars, 4 petrol turbocharged and 2 diesels. Interesting, moving more and more into the petrol. Some say that a clever engineer is more able to extract maximum usable power despite all the controls that the FIA put in it, which is why we see the move to the petrol thing. So that's the cars. Then 5 stages this year out of the 14, where the bikes and the cars go their separate ways.
Makes it, I think, a bit tricky for car navigation, I'd say. Can't follow any tracks. You've got to make it happen on your own. So that makes it interesting.
Yeah, and all cars now have got the full electronic navigation, which gets uploaded to the cars 30-odd minutes before the start. So the map men are a thing of the past. In theory, it makes the navigation all nice and equal and equalizes things out. So navigation is going to be critical. Already in the briefings that we're seeing that come through, they're starting to talk about navigation. Navigation on Sunday, Monday, which is the chrono stage, 48 hours, is going to be important.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also, like you said, you talk about the chrono stage, and then the marathon stage is just before rest day. So I think the key here is to make sure you get to the rest day and then let the race come to you. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.
The cynic in me says that the organisers want to thin the field out so that they save on the food bills and the transport. But that's just the cynic in me. Other significant things, marks the 22nd Dakar of Janelle de Villiers. And he's back with his long-time navigator, co-driver, Dirk van Zitswiets, for what some are saying is Janelle's last race, last Dakar. I think it would be foolhardy for him to be left on the sidelines. I cannot believe that a responsible team has let a man who has got so much experience, so much reliability, such a record, let him go. I think it's foolhardy. I will have an apology section as we go through the race. But,
I'm sure we will, Colin. I'm sure we will.
And then two other people are missing. Firstly, after 31 years of being at Dakar, Stefan Peterhansel is not at Dakar.
Why not?
He took a step back from racing. He couldn't find the seat that he thought he deserved.
Okay.
So he's gone back to the Eco Rally on a Yamaha.
Oh.
So he's having a lot of fun on the Yamaha. And I think the biggest significant along the four teams, Toyota, Ford, Mini, Dacia, the Sand Riders, the biggest development there is first time in 22 years that Glenn Hall won't be at Dakar. He's sitting in Mauritius at the moment and working out the last of his time after having sold Hall Speed to Shamir Beriawa. So those are the significant things there. What about the bikes, though? Do we have a Chinese invasion?
We do, yeah. It's very, very similar to our South African climate. The Chinese are coming, and it seems like they're coming quickly. So, yeah, on the South African or the Southern African side, we've got 6 competitors from what I've counted. I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, when we open it up on the socials, let me know, because I have a habit of missing things. And that brings me to my first public apology. I will apologize on behalf of Raceday for not finding a better bike guide this year. So you stuck with me again for this year, but moving on quickly.
We like you.
You like me, but I mean, I'm worried about the bricks that get thrown at me out in the street for people that actually know more about enduro than I do. I'm from the West Rand, bro. But yeah, so we've got obviously Ross Branch, very exciting, #1 plate. World champ, yeah. I mean, you can't take that away from him. He's a world champ, and obviously, I mean, this year I feel would be a very, very good opportunity, if not one of the best ones he has. Great team, very reliable manufacturer, giving him the horsepower to get over the line. Bradley Cox stepping up, yeah. So I mean, that's exciting. Another champion there. So I mean, they're the two guys to watch. But then don't forget, we've got Aaron Mayer as well in the GP class. And then some new guys that we didn't really have last year, which is quite exciting. Michael Doherty, he's doing Dakar again. We've got Willem Avenant and Dwayne Barnard, who are flying the Southern African flag for us this year, which is quite exciting. But yeah, to turn the page on that chapter, as Henk does some army acrobatics behind us here, 134 entries in total, big field. And like you said, the guys are making it technical and tricky. I think the landscape up front is quite rocky and tricky, and like I said, navigation is key here. But yeah, on the brands, we've obviously got all the usual guys, Honda, Yamaha, Sherco, Hero, the whole lot. But then there's some new ones, or newer ones, or not as well known. Fantic, which is Italian, Reiyu, which is Spanish, and then Hotto, which is another Chinese brand, which is joining Covey on the grid in the bivouac.
Just say that name, Hotto.
Hotto. I mean, I could be wrong.
Is it Hotto KTM?
Yeah. So chassis Hotto apparently, or Hotto, or whatever it is. Apparently, the Chinese word is for Hotto is camel. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it has a bit more horsepower, but it's got a KTM motor. But they're using their chassis. But yeah, Chinese now take up 10% of the field, and Covey bringing more riders than Honda, which is interesting.
How many Yamahas?
Not many,
One.
One. So I don't know what's happening with the Jap bikes. Obviously, KTM with the news and the bomb they dropped on us a couple of months ago, also interesting. Interesting there with them is that they're thinning the field, cutting down on their teams and riders and that, but then find this new rocket 19-year-old Canet out of nowhere who came out on the Prologue stage today and finished third. So that's going to be someone to watch. So, yeah, interesting.
But hold on. I've just got to say, we've got riders from last year.
Yeah.
Stuart Gregory, thanks for watching. Welcome to Dakar 2025. Stuart's co-driving in a century. And there's how many centuries in the race? 8. 8 centuries. Did we mention that there's 33 South African cars?
We haven't, but let's do that now, because that's quite an achievement. And I mean, the teams that we're putting in are proper.
64 cars started this morning, and there's been a lot of talk over the numbers and all the rest of it. So let's just quickly go. 4 Dacia Sand Riders, 18 Hiluxes, 6 Mini, 4 Fords, 6 Red Lines from South Africa, and they run a variety of motors. They've got the GTR motor, they've got the 56, they've got every different variety of motors, and they've got a complete international crew. So Terence Marsh and the Red Line team have done an absolutely brilliant job there. 8 centuries. Seradori and Baragwanath are without doubt the two quickest. I think they're going to be really good. The Coronels are there as well. There may be 10 if the counting was a little bit not so good today. 13 Optimuses or Optimi, MD Raleigh Optimize. They made 37 of those things already. 2-wheel drive. So the T1.2 class is growing. And then the lone Volkswagen Amarok from WCT Engineering, with its Nissan GTR motor in it. Daniel Schroeder and Henry Cohn in that. They came in 12th fastest today. Okay. That, I think, is a sleeper vehicle. I really do, from a privateer point of view.
Okay.
So it's really fantastic to see so many South Africans out there. And just on the bikes as well, the bike guys, Stuart defects, and Sam Sunderland, Toby Price defected as well.
They did, yeah.
In a Toyota.
They packed up their bags and retired, and then now they're on 4 wheels. And then, I mean, like I said, Stuart now a navigator, and then you're missing one as well, because we've also got Sharon Moore. That's also
but he's in a side by side.
Yeah, but also switching from 2 wheels and moving over to 4. So
I love how the bikers have finally seen the light and gone to the bright side. So our thoughts today were to try and set the scene, what we're looking for, what's exciting for us, looking at the timing and analyzing timing. There's a brilliant app. Do yourself a favor, download the Dakar app onto Apple if you've got a phone, or if you've got another one. It's on the stores. It really is good. There's a lot of information. It's fully transparent. There's quotes, there's breaking news, there's timing, there's a breakdown of all the competitors. It really, really is a good resource.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good step forward from last year. So yeah, I think we'll be more informed. It's going to make it more exciting and keep everyone a lot closer to the racing as well. So it's going to be quite lekker.
Yeah, and then we're going to every night at 19:23-ish. We'll go out. We've got a couple of really exciting developments. We'll talk a lot more detail in days to come over the racing. I didn't really think that there was much racing today. It was chess matchy. And we end up with, the good news is that Henk and Brett Cummings, they came out and made a massive statement, went fastest by a second, which is pretty cool. NASA was third. And I think that it's a big statement from Henk, that he's come with intent. It was a pretty fast, pretty narrow. There's lots of sob stories about guys where they could have, would have, should have. Bottom line of it is they chose where to start, and Henk is, I think he's starting, I can't even find it on my notes at Wood. I think he's 14th. Janil is in 20th. Guy Bottrell, who was one of my big impressive ones last year, in 24th. Brian Baragwanath starts 14th. Guillaume Demevius opens the road in a Mini tomorrow. Ceridori fourth, Carlos, then Nani Roma, then Loeb, Nasser, Ekstrom, and 16 Variawa. So the import of that to me is that we've got to wait. There's 2-minute gaps. So if you go down to Schroeder in 27th, you've got to wait about an hour before we can say, because I mean, I know the headlines are going to start out tomorrow. Demevius leads Dakar. Well, of course he's going to lead because he at the first waypoint, because he'll be the first guy there.
Yeah.
But if we wait an hour after that first waypoint, then the chess match starts coming out. The note I've got to myself here is about patience.
Yeah.
Patience for us, the spectators, the fans, the watchers, and patience for the racers. Patience in terms of getting, on a privateer point of view, getting to the finish, and patience to let the race unfold.
Yeah.
It's a long race.
It is a long race, and it's every day is a new race. So, tricky one. But, I think looking at, and from what I've read up about this, the 6th edition in Saudi, is that this one it starts off with the rocky stuff pretty much up front, and then we get to the dunes later. So I think it's, like you said, patience and let sort of the race unfold and come to you in the end. Obviously, you've got to be in it to win it and keep close. But to rush up front, I don't think there's going to be many guys that are going to break up front, make up a massive gap, and then maintain it once we get to the dunes. I think this is going to be all about a patience game as we get closer.
You know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm very excited about it. I think it's, I'll be patient before I judge. In my mind, in the cars, we've got, I have to go back to my notes because I spent some time close to the beach trying to go through my thoughts of it. And if I had to, I was going to choose a podium, but I'm not going to choose a podium anymore. I'm going to go with I've got 4 names here. For me, the clear favorite has to be Nasser Al-Attiyah.
Yeah.
He is an absolute master, and the fight between things I'm looking for. The fight between Nasser and Loeb. First, you've got to beat your teammate to be somewhere. The Sand Rider is it's a development of last year's, what did they call it, a Hunter last year. It's got a new Nissan 3-litre V6, also a bit of a Reva motor in it, turbo. And they've got some very, very clever engineers. They've built it lightweight, relatively simple. When we say lightweight, they all got to run around about 2,000 something odd kilograms. They are F-heavy when they've fully loaded. Fords, Carlos and Ekstrom. I mean, Matthias Ekstrom in my mind is one of our favorites since he started watching Raceday in the bivouac. So Matthias, if you're watching, good luck, have a go. I'm not convinced the Fords are strong enough and tested enough to win it. I love the motor. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I do think that M Sport don't have the full experience that somebody like Toyota Overdrive have got. And then, of course, we get 2 Toyotas, and there I've got my 2 names are, I had 5, did I say, but we've gone to, is Latergan and De Villiers. De Villiers is a wise, experienced campaigner who is quick. Yeah. We know he's quick enough. That's not a doubt. 22 races. He's finished in the top 10 in 21 of them.
That's incredible.
Oh, sorry, in 20 of them. He's finished 21 of them. He's won 1. It would be so cool if he was hopefully on the podium. But if Janelle could win it, I would be very happy. De Villiers, Latergan. He's the one.
Okay.
He's the one.
Yeah, so I think on the bike side, this year interesting because Honda's got a good team, like five riders in their factory team. Most of them are injured, but I think the guys to watch this year, obviously all these guys are like next level superhuman riders, but Daniel Sanders from Australia lost the mullet, which was devastating for me, but got a KTM that he likes, new bike, despite KTM's circumstances.
He was quickest today.
He was, yeah. So that's the thing is that you got to look at it, he's happy with the bike. Last year he complained a lot about it. Happy with this one. KTM, obviously good team. He's going to be super quick. And then obviously Ross, like we said.
Well, it's got to be, hey?
Yeah, champion last year, so close. So this year, I think good chance because, like I said, like a couple of the Honda riders are injured. Benavides brothers also injured. So yeah, they're gonna suffer a little bit when it gets to the longer stages. But I mean, these guys, like I said, they are superhuman. So we'll find out as the race unfolds. But yeah, I think Daniel Sanders, the guy to watch. Obviously Ross, and then this youngster Edgar Canet that comes out of nowhere, super fast motocross boy.
What's he, 18?
19 years old, yeah. Comes out of nowhere, like they just added him onto the KTM team, but third today, you know. And then obviously we're shouting for our South African boys, and there'll be guys that'll come up and surprise us. But I think between Ross and Daniel, it's going to be close. And then obviously don't write off Ricky Brabeck. I mean, like I said, he's injured, but these guys are tough. So
I'd like to see Bradley Cox in the
me too.
top 6,
yeah,
top 5.
I think he's definitely got the potential. Like last year we saw he came good later on in the race as well. I think today he finished 13th in the prologue, or 12th in the prologue. But I think today for him was just about shaking off the nerves and getting his mind around it. So I think as it unfolds and he gets into it, he will obviously get stronger. So yeah, exciting times, man.
Talking about excitement, we've got some exciting news. We've got some prizes coming up. We found some jam in, where was it? It was somewhere close to...
Colin, you're scaring me.
Close to the coast.
Sure.
Tani Betisa jam. And it was basically guava and pawpaw jam. We're going to try and get another bottle of guava and pawpaw jam up as one of our prizes because food is a big thing in our show. We are excited about it. If there's anybody who'd like to come and show off their catering wares and skills, just drop us a line. Then we've got some cool things happening on the interactive side. We will get more into it tomorrow. I mean, really, really cool things.
Yeah.
I'm just asking our catering, our props department to bring us Don Betisa guava and pawpaw jam. Just say that, guava and pawpaw. It is very, very tasty. Absolutely fantastic. So we've got food. Again, we'll have our competition. Hopefully, catering is up their game because...
Catering, I mean, today, even on Robben Island, there was at least a meal a day. Today we're fighting starvation. It's been rough.
Yeah, but some of us need to lose some of the holiday weight. So the interactive stuff will start tomorrow. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll have noticed that it should be in 4K for you. So we're broadcasting in 4K, which is, you can see all the wrinkles and all the bits and pieces. Enjoy it. It's great to put it on the big screen. We'll have some exciting guests. We have a chair ready for them.
Yeah.
We will be talking to people, some of the drivers, riders, navigators, co-drivers, Stu, team managers. We have a secret weapon guest. Hopefully he arrives before the end of the race to talk to us and add some other insights into it. What else is good? Oh, we've got a dedicated off-site social media manager, comments manager.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool. Yeah.
So we're very excited about it. So this is our ease into Dakar, out of the holiday period. Tomorrow, Saturday, mow the lawn, fill up the cooler box with all the nice things, get some snacks because it is 413 kilometers of racing. They're going back to Bisha. At the moment, the guys are in the middle of a massive sandstorm. For the last 2 or 3 days, there have been sandstorms all around Bisha. It's not pleasant. The sand is... Think of being inside a sandblasting machine. Basically, that's what they've got. This fine, abrasive sand that gets into orifices that you didn't even think that you had. It's abrasive. It gets into the car. Not pleasant at all. So sorry for you. We are in our upstairs studio. We've got upgraded.
Upgraded, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big win for us.
Very big win. So they're going to race for 413 Ks. The notes that I saw, fast, rocky, twisty, navigation, smooth, rough. I think the organisers very much like Weathermen cover all their bases.
Yeah, pretty much. I think like if they cover everything, they can't be wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're going to wait before just try that move of wait an hour before people come to a waypoint, and then the race starts to unfold and bring it's a dynamic 15-day chess match. That is awesome.
It is awesome, yeah. And what I like is that the big stuff is up first. So chrono stage, marathon stage, then we rest. And, with us, rest day is always a busy day because then we catch up with everyone in the bivouac.
Yeah.
And to hear the stories up front while it's still fresh is going to be pretty cool.
And that's about it we've got for tonight. 7:23-ish every evening. Big thanks to the technical team who've pulled a few fingers out of places where they were. It's absolutely fantastic. Rating of catering tonight on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to go in the minuses, yeah.
Oh, like
I said, I haven't eaten for 3 days, knowing that there'll be catering today. So
And
if
they
I make it out the
failed us.
door,
No,
it'll be a miracle.
absolutely slack. Thank you for you for watching. Thank you for all the sources in Dakar, in South Africa, and around for sharing all your insights. We absolutely love it. And thank you to our support team, our families, friends, and others who will put up with us for the next 2 weeks. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:23 in the evening. Be nice, be kind, be happy. And remember, D-back. Cheers.
Cobweb finger guns, go.